right, this is the Wrestling Doctor from Pro Wrestling Extra. I'm sitting here with one of the premier talkers in the business right now. I know he's going to make me look like a little kid with a Mr. Microphone. He talks that well. Let me introduce you to Sir Ian
Shire.
Sir Ian Shire. I just wanted to be sure I got the Ian part because I said Ian and everybody corrected me immediately.
Yes, I've had a few people say that and then they forget the sir, and it kind of upsets me because you wouldn't call a doctor by his first name.
Well, that's true, and I'm the wrestling doctor, so that works out perfect.
And Dr. Hal Lee, I'm very glad you invited me here today. I know your show's become more and more popular. And
it has been, but it's because of guys like you who agreed to step on here, sit down with me, show your personality, be honest with the fans, be honest with me, that we are doing anything. Everything we have, we owe to you guys that get in the ring. And I appreciate that.
We owe everything in turn to the fans, so it's just this big circle. They come and see us, we see, we go out and bust our backs for them, and you know, guys like you looking out for guys like me. It's just
that's the name of the game.
It's a big heartwarming scene behind there.
It is, but that's a good attitude. You know, that's a good attitude you got. I was talking with a couple of guys earlier about the business and the respect in the business, and how when you're young, such as yourself, the respect you haven't earned yet. And you see older guys walking around in the back, and I always tell people, just because you're an old guy doesn't mean they earned their respect. There's some guys that weren't very respectful. When you meet somebody in the business and they're a very good person and they care about the business, then they deserve respect. Just because they've been around a long time, sometimes those guys may not be as representing the business as well as they should. So when you meet somebody,
it's always good if you see a veteran in the back, shake his hand if he has a story to listen to, because you never know what you can learn from some of these guys.
You're absolutely right with that. You should always shake everybody's hand, introduce yourself.
Just proper respect, paying your dues.
You're absolutely right. Now let me ask you about you. Now I'll stop preaching. I promise you I won't preach anymore.
I mean, just go ahead and keep flattering me. I enjoy every bit of it.
Okay. Tell me where you were trained.
Originally, I started in November of 2008 at the Bang TV Funky Conservatory run by Dory Funk Jr.
Okay, now a lot of guys have came through here. I've interviewed a lot of guys from there. Who was in your class? Anybody?
In my class, well, my brother, who wrestles under Darren Shire now out in Texas, and I believe Illinois and certain other states out west and everything like that. He has come into Florida a couple of times. He originally started there 2 years before I did and kind of got his foot in the door for me and opened it up for me. Will Power was there, very, very good gentleman. Sadly, does not wrestle anymore, had an accident. Will, I love you, man. Good to see you back. And let's see, who else was there? Shane Chung was pretty much Dory's right-hand man when he was there. He kind of helping us younger guys. And of course, Dory is just, you learn so much from that man. It's just scary. Had a couple other people come through there while I was there. Jason the Giant, he's wrestling out here in Stark in Florida and everything like that. A couple other places. Luke Spencer was there right before I left. He's still wrestling around us here every once in a while. One of the big influences, aside from Shane Chung, on myself personally, was Blaine Rage. He would come in from Jacksonville down to Ocala, travel all around the country and everything. And somehow or another, like him and my brother had a little bit of a friendship, and we just bonded. And he's really helped me out a lot in my career thus far, looking out for me, even though we have had a few wars ourselves, and he's kind of put the boots to me a good bit. I know he's trying to teach me a lesson to help get me to that next level. Also, Ryan Madoff, he wrestles under Ryan Mitchell. He's wrestled up north and everything like that.
So y'all had a really big class.
Oh, it was a revolving door. A lot of people coming in, coming out. People had been there for a while. Some people had left. Ron Mitchell had been there for a little while, and then of course the Funks bringing in name talents and everything. Like I remember the very first show I ever did. I was refereeing. I had no idea what I was doing. Didn't even know how to tie my shoes. Didn't know how to get in the ropes. Anything. And I'm refereeing a match with Awesome Kong and the Claw Quality Reef, and so that was really neat to meet her. And Kia's a really, really sweet woman. So.
Great. So how many years total now have you been in the business?
Let's see, November of 08, so we got 9, 10, 11, 12, about 3.5 years total. I've been working, doing spot shows. Took a little bit of time off when I wasn't, when I was leaving Ocala, coming back here to northern Florida, trying to get my life back together and everything. And then, of course, Blaine calls me up and says, "Hey, what are you doing? Are you going to get back in here, or are you just going to talk about it?" And that little kick in the butt was all I needed. I was back in within a matter of weeks. He kind of opened the door for me, talked to the people at CCW, and I've been there ever since, and it's been good things since then.
Well, that's great. You know, I've watched the CCW webcast, and you're helping out with the hosting.
Yes.
You're the co-host.
My co-host Biscuits, he would like everyone to believe that he's truly the host, but I'll let him go ahead and have that.
I enjoy, you guys work together really well, and I've told you this personally, you have a gift that has been given you, is when you talk, people don't like listening to you.
No, they do not. They think I'm very opinionated. They think that I'm very hard on myself. It's not that I'm so negative to anybody else. I'm just very pro-me, you know? And Biscuits, I got to give him his credit. Brian Blitz, I love him to death. I love working with him, but sometimes he just annoys the ever-living bucket piss out of me. I'm sorry if I'm saying anything. I'm trying to watch my language here a little bit, but we have a good dynamic where he's a very good straight man. He likes to crack on me, and I crack on him. But in the end, we're trying to get out a good show. But
it's obvious you guys get along. Y'all blend really well. And I enjoy watching that. Now, we spoke earlier, and I was asking you about feuds you have. You know, you have a feud that you mentioned that you wanted to say against.
Oh, from the day one in CCW. This man and me have not gotten along. We've been just at each other's throat ever since, because the whole thing is, he knew me back before I even knew what I was doing in the business. He was a fan watching me in the ring, learning what I was doing, and much like myself when I was down and out, he went to Blaine Rage. Blaine Rage got him in with CCW. Of course, that man I'm talking about is Hayden Price, the one you all love and call Flash and Cash. This man, from day one, you know, we've known each other, so as soon as I walked in the door, he saw me, I saw him, we remembered each other. I'm like, "You're the one that used to sit in the crowd." So right off the bat, they were like natural feud right there. And we have beaten each other from pillar to post time and time again, and we will continue to do so. And I have a feeling it's going to be one of those feuds where we're going to end up losing a couple years of our life because of it. I've got to give him all the credit.
It's also how you learn, too, is getting in there with somebody that'll push you.
I remember days at the CCW training camp where we wouldn't necessarily happen to have a lot of what you would call gifted, or a lot of arena guys there, or just a few people there. They were scared or timid to get in the ring, and then me and Hayden would basically take over and just beat the snot out of each other for 45 minutes straight, with them sitting there with their jaws wide open. Some of the matches that we've had in that training camp are better than some of the matches you'll see on webcasts or things like that.
So you left your best days on the floor of the training camp.
Well, I'd like to say they weren't my best days, but they were some good ones, and we were definitely feeling it the next morning. And that's kind of, I don't necessarily like Hayden, but I respect him. I respect what he can do in the ring, and I respect him as a person. So.
Okay, well, let me once again talk about your great ability. You have a great ability to talk. I think that's something not every wrestler has. You have that besides your wrestling ability, and this should carry you far. I'm impressed watching you, even in your co-hosting, and watching you in ring, watching the way you carry yourself. And I think you got a really big future.
I appreciate that.
You know, I want you to hang in there. If I can help you, you just holler one time, I'll do it. Just don't treat me too bad. I'm an old guy, okay?
I'd also like to thank you for the little Mac Classic Hall of Honor award we were doing.
Well,
I'm very happy you won that.
Oh, well, I didn't win it.
Well, it was so close that we had that the board just decided to give everyone and induct them and make it a class instead.
Well, it was an honor just being asked to be on it. I really thought so. But
thank
you for being with me. This is somebody that you're going to be seeing a lot of. So keep your eye out for Sir Ian. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Shire.